Good guys, good, pretty good. According to the chat, sorry, Mr. Hollywood, there's no sound.
Oh gosh, listen, it's been a terrible night here, man. I gotta sort it out, man. Jesus, you know what, man? I don't know if it's Saturday, if it's
It's
uh,
working now. It's working now. We're good to
I
go.
know, I know it's working. But just a complete fail tonight with the whole damn stream. But you know what? It's all good.
We're here.
We're here, and we're here to bring it to you guys, man. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again, Hoagie. But let's get to it. So I mean, after week 3, what a week here this week, man. So Scrub City still at that number 1 spot, despite what some may say, despite the criticism on here. They go and do it again here. Number 1 spot with 26 points. Right below, we got a tie here with 22 points. That's Mago Magos, who had an impressive week, especially the way they ended the week on a 3-game winning streak here to finish week 3. Tremendous. They're tied there with the Ice Hogs with 22 points each. And then right below them, you got the River Hawks. I say okay week, man. They had some impressive wins, some losses that they took weren't so pretty. But they stand there still at that number 4 spot, 21 points, only 1 point behind both the Magos and the Ice Hogs. And then the Oldies on there, still struggling. Another struggling week on here for them as they remain there at that number 5th spot, 14 points. And what about the Warriors? Warriors making some noise here this week. They did not go winless. They actually won more games this week than they did in their first 2 weeks. And you know why? I think maybe this man next to me, they got rid of Big D, the cancer on that team. And they're winning some games. Not only are they winning some games, they're not getting blown out on there.
Yeah, so obviously I got traded. So they brought in Brandon and they brought in, I think it was Cash Out.
Yeah, Casher. Yeah.
So they've been having a solid lineup consistently throughout the week. Diesel's been playing well, Brandon's been playing well, and they got a couple wins. So I'm rooting for them, and hopefully they can keep going and maybe even catch the oldies. We'll see.
We'll see. Still a lot of season to go here. You know what I mean? It's only end of week 3. We got 4 more weeks, so stuff could happen. Stuff definitely could happen. But what really impressed me here, Big D, this week was very competitive. You know, no team really like dominated. No team really got dominated on. You saw wins here and there. You saw Warriors take down Scrub City and the Magos, who were the top 2 teams on here. But then you saw the opposite, man. But it was very competitive. A lot of these games, I didn't see much blowouts on there, besides a couple of the oldies games, which I'm going to get into. But it was pretty competitive week here in week 3.
Yeah, it was pretty much 500 hockey. Riverhawks 3-3, Magos were 4-2, Scrub City 4-1-1, Ice Hogs 3-3. So yeah, it's shaping up to be a pretty competitive season, and towards the end, like, we'll see who's able to get in, who's able to not.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to dive into one of these teams on here, and the one I'm looking at is the Oldies. Oldies only on here right now. They sit under 500. They're 7-11, 14 points. They're 7 away from the Riverhawks on here. What is the struggle? What is going on here with the Oldies? Why are they at that number 5 spot here? Are you guys surprised? What's been the downfall of this team so far?
Defense. Their defense is absolutely trash. Um, I I know that Stump wants to play forward, but he's got to play defense. Like, I've talked to him before. He's like, I should play defense, but I want to play forward. I mean, he's been producing at forward. I mean, he has 10 games played. He's got 26 points, but for the most part, I think they're defense is just complete ass. Shimbo bleh. Shimbo Slice, he's actually not bad. He's only played 4 games though, but they need some help on the defensive line. No offense, but Thrasher fan's not good. Mad Jetter's not very good. This LV 411 is not very good. That's where I think they need help the most. Their best defenseman is probably the Peach. He's played 12 games, 15 points, but for the most part, their back end's really awful. And Chaos Mouth, I mean, he's been playing well. He's been in net for them, but I don't know. I don't know if they need to take ballsy and put him in net because he's an LG goaltender, but for the most part, I mean, they're producing. I mean, you can look at their stats; they are producing, but I don't know. I think it starts on the back end. And one last thing is McTricky needs to play more. He is a solid winger or center. He just needs to start playing more.
I couldn't agree anymore on that. I mean, 5 games played in 3 weeks. That's not going to cut it, man. That is not going to cut it. I don't know if it's a availability issue wise there for McTricky. What about you, Hoagie? What do you think about this oldies team? You've played them a couple times already here in this season. What do you see in this team? Is there anything else you want to add onto what Big D just mentioned? Did you think this team was going to struggle this hard here early on in this season?
Well, for the most part, I guess I can agree with Big D on the most things. I mean, number one, I do agree with D that they do need to play McCurkey more. McCurkey is probably one of the best players on the team, and I had him actually on one of my teams one season, and he's a great player to play with, great guy to be around with, and he can be a big player on that team if he plays more.
To be honest, I completely disagree. I think McTricky is the best player on that team. He just needs to play more.
I mean, listen, I've seen McTricky play not only in the bar league, I mean, in leagues otherwise. I mean, he's been a hot talent numerous times. But here's my point about this team. And Big D, you might be right. I mean, looking at 92 goals allowed, on this team. I don't care how much points they're putting up. You're giving up 92 goals in 3 weeks. You're gonna lose a lot of games, and they did this week. They looked like the Warriors. There was a couple games, especially early on in the week, they got blown out. Was it like 9-1 or like 10-1 games? And you can't have that. So is it the defense? It possibly could. I mean, you giving up that much scores. I'm looking at the goaltending here. Goaltending is not pretty on here. You mentioned about Stump playing defense on here. What about Bosey not playing in net here? On this team. Another solid goaltender. Why is he playing forward on there? He played one time in net. He got blown out, and he's like, that's it. I had enough, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe it's the goaltending and the defense here. But here's the thing. You got Chaos Mouth, who's your top guy, top forward right now, because McTricky hasn't been playing much games. He's got 36 points. He's your top forward right now. Most goals on this team, 27 goals. Yet, he's playing in net, 7 games played. Almost half of his game were in net. So he's not going to be possessing those points in net. I'm not saying Chaos is a bad goaltender on here, but why is he there if he's producing so much for you on the skater wise, man? I don't agree with that move at all. Now, I don't know if it is because some of these guys don't want to play goaltender, don't want to play in net, that they have to put him. Maybe it's availability issue wise where Mount is playing in that. But I got to see him play forward, man. He's got to stay up there. Just as you mentioned, Stomp may have to come back and play D on here. You look at this team. I mean, I'm looking at this roster. They got some solid dudes here. There's no way these guys should be where they are right now. I mean, I thought the draft was good, I thought he drafted some great talent. But when you got guys playing different positions or not there, availability being an issue, the defense struggling on here, maybe it's a combination of all those.
I I mean, if you go through their lineup, their only real goaltender is Ballsy, and I don't think he wants to play goaltender in this league. Why? I don't know. But when you put him on forward, you don't have anybody who's a natural goaltender in the whole lineup, except maybe Shimbo Slice. I don't know. But if you look through their stats, like especially their top 5 guys, Chaos Mouth has 96 giveaways, Stump has 89 giveaways, Lusky has 74, Sloppy Seconds has 73, and Zerky has 91 giveaways. So, like, to me, that says they're not possessing the puck. So, not only are they not getting the puck, they're not possessing the puck in the offensive zone. So, whether teams are just going in their offensive zone or in their defensive zone and just keeping the puck, then, that's going to be a problem. And I don't know how you fix that. I mean, I don't know if it's changing people's builds or what, but they need to figure something out. And plus defense. I mean, defense clears people out in front of the net, intercepts the cross ice pass. I don't know what the option is. So,
Yeah, I mean, listen, defense is a key point. Bolsey did play a game in net there, and it wasn't pretty. 7 goals allowed in that game that he did play. So maybe it is the defense on here, but they got to figure things out. And listen, if some of these guys do not want to play that position or do not want to move out, if Bolsey's not playing in net, you got to move him, man. You got to move him. Why keep him in the roster spot there, not doing a thing? McTricky as well. If his availability is not great on there, maybe it's time to make a move for these guys. Pick somebody else up that will. Because time's going to be running out, man. We're heading here into week 4. We're about the midway point. And right now, I mean, you're 7 points behind. The other teams are very stacked, man. Are very talented on there unless something crazy happens where they start losing a bunch and these guys turn things around. But I don't see it happening here, Big D. I think there's got to be a move, man.
Yeah, I agree. They gotta do something. They gotta get a defenseman in there, maybe someone in there to help Peach. Greatness in the chat. Shout out to him. He said that Elavi's a pretty solid D-man, but he's only played 4 games. So when you've played, what is it now? 6 times 3, 18 games. 4. Yeah, he might be a great defenseman, but 4 games. That's not doing anything for a team. So whether they can move somebody and get a solid goaltender or whatever, but that's another thing. There's not many goaltenders in the league. Right. So, I mean, are you able to trade somebody that makes that plays different positions, that is just as solid as he can play out? I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you bring a good point. I mean, when it came into the draft time, there really was. It was very slim as far as the goaltending spot, which means most of the teams had to take a guy that was maybe goaltending was their secondary position. You know what I mean? Not necessarily a primary, and that's what happened. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with this team. We'll see if there'll be any moves. There were some moves this week. We finally got some trades on here, man. There were trades going on. Past 2 weeks, we just had free agent pickups and stuff, but this week we had some trades. You guys want to get into those or what? Should we hop into the trade talk? Who benefited?
Absolutely.
Who did not? Who won the trades?
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we start here,
yeah,
I have another announcement.
Uh-oh.
Look at this guy.
More announcements.
This guy, we need to get him on camera. Everybody needs to see the sandwich.
This announcement is coming on, it's coming from league management, of course, but it's actually my idea. So on top of, how we already have the All-Star game this year, at the end of during the off season, I'm bringing back the World Cup. The World Cup's coming back.
Nice. The
Now,
World Cup is awesome.
So now I don't know. Now, not a lot of people in the stream were around probably when the World Cup happened, but we had the World Cup after I think it was season 3, in between season 3 and season 4, and it actually worked out pretty well for the most part. And it kept the league going during the off season. It kept activity going, and it brought in more guys, and essentially it's trying to keep the league going in the off season and keeping it active. So I came up with the idea. I proposed it to the fellas, and yeah, I don't have any details about it yet, but it's just an announcement that the World Cup is coming back, and you'll have details on it very soon.
Speaking of details in World Cup, did we get any more clarification on the All-Star game?
That's actually a great question. I don't think so. I'm gonna go back and look. Um,
Is there a
oh,
set day on that? Like, is it after the season, mid season, like a
the
time?
World Cup or the All Star game?
The All Star game.
So the All Star game is going to be after Week 7 and the week before the playoffs. So so after Week 7, we're going to take a week break, and that's when we're going to do the All Star game.
Okay.
So the plan right now is, after I'm looking through my messages here, is we're going to probably do most likely a best of 5 series, like between the two teams. And I think we might do some player interviews and maybe a skills challenge. I don't know how we're going to work that out right now, but that's kind of what I see at the moment, is what the plan is.
Sweet. I like it. I think it's good for the league.
Who won the last World Cup, man? The World Cup.
Actually, it was.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, it
Who
was
was that?
Oh, it was the last World Cup. It was Team USA.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
USA.
Shut
USA.
up.
USA.
Shut up, Dave. I can actually tell you. Was it? Do I have it? That yes, I do. I still. No, I don't have the roles for it. But I can tell you some of the guys on the team. Was it that year? Oh, season 2 World Cup. On the team that year, it was Vivop, Big D, Fertimus Prime,
Legend.
yeah, big legend. Stump, Chad, I think. No, I don't think Chad was. Chad was not on that team. Reimer, Jamrock was also on that team. God bless Joker, Rip Joker. He was on that team for the World Cup. J Whips, G Good, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Pretty stacked team.
Okay. No, that's cool, man. That's cool. I mean, I think I remember seeing some of that. I think season 3 is when I checked out the bar league, and I remember seeing something about that. But that's cool. That's cool. Damn. So the World Cup and the All Star all in one season.
I like it. Like I said before, I think it's really good for the league. Keeps guys active. Keeps guys in the Discord, and then it'd be a nice. I don't know how long the wait is from playoffs to next season, but I think the World Cup is a nice transition into the next season.
Absolutely.
So be on the lookout for details. I'd say within the next 2 weeks, I'll get sign-up sheets out and pick some owners, and
Nice.
yeah, we'll have some fun.
I got the Discord link at the bottom right there. So anyone will check out the Discord. There you go, man. But cool, awesome. So there you guys go, man. All-Star game and the World Cup coming your way here soon. As we go into midway point here of the regular season, of season number 9. Big D, you got those trades pulled up?
Yes, I do.
All right. Roll through, man. Any one, whichever one you want to go into.
So on, I think it was Sunday, Magos traded Magos got Lambo and Martini from the oldies for Zerky and Shinbo Slice. For me, this trade, it's a really good trade for the Magos.
Yeah,
Um,
they picked up Lambo, and Lambo's a pretty great player in this league.
yeah, so I don't know if Lambo's played any games yet. He's a solid forward. Uh, also is a good center. I've had many draws against him, and he's tough to beat. But also Martini. Martini was on. I think he was on the oldies. Am
He
I
was
correct?
on the oldies, and then he put in his Tia.
Yeah. So there was your goaltender. That was your goaltender that you needed. But in this league, you can TR. You can put a trade request in. So he leaves and he goes to the Magos. So he'll be a solid pickup for the Magos. He'll do really well. Um, so I'm all right. I'm thinking Magos are going to be a pretty tough team with those acquisitions. Oldies Zerky's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I played last year with Zerky. Good forward, knows how to control the puck and pass the puck. Shimbo Slice is also a solid D man. Got some pub games in with him a couple this week. So next trade we have
Well,
Maggle.
well,
Maggle's
Big D,
acquired.
I just want to
Oops,
comment real
sorry.
quick on that trade. I think Magos won it. Won it straight out, man. And here's the thing, Zerke, yeah, solid player. I think that was a good pickup there, but look who they lost in the process on there. You lost the goaltender, number one, where you are struggling in that position, in that spot, and Martini was playing solid, man. That dude, the games that I saw, that I watched, was playing great. Now, here's the thing with Lambo, his availability. If this guy is playing on here this season and does play in the games, Magos win this straight out, man. No doubt about that. Lambo is a tremendous player, but if he's not, his availability on here, then it's an okay trade. It's not too far off, but Magos picking up Martini is solid. I mean, they already are stacked in that goalie spot, man. You got numerous goaltenders.
So
Vivov, G Guard, Carrot on there, Engvall, and then now you add Martini. I mean, they got a goalie each night on that squad. And I know Mago's really into defensive side, into the goaltending, and they've been doing that great. They've been shutting teams down, and I think this definitely helps them, and especially if Lambo. Is active on here this season, man, this is gonna be a team force with, man.
so I actually made a mistake. So we just went through that and it was a mistake. So actually Oldies won this trade. So Martini, well, I don't know if they won it or not, but Martini is actually not on Magos anymore. So they flipped him a day or two later. So if you scroll down a little bit, Magos acquired Habs fan 97333 for Martini and 2500K in cap. So to me, Oldies lost that trade. If we're talking about the first trade, the second trade, Maggle gets Habs fan, Scrub City gets Martini and cap space. Scrub City wins that trade hand down. So the reason why I say that is because Habs fan has been in this league for a while, but I don't think his avail is all that good. He's a solid left winger. I think he plays left wing. He pretty much plays everything. But he's solid. Like if he actually plays, then that's a good pickup for Maggles. But Martini going on to Scrub City, that's another solid goaltender. On top of them getting Jingle last week, man, this team is going to be so good. So good.
Okay, all right. So you said it was Martini for who?
Habs fan 9733.
Okay. Okay.
So Maggles got Habs fan because I believe Scrub City they picked him up in FA or RA, one of those.
He got randomly assigned to them.
Okay, so he got randomly assigned. So there was a trade right after that, and Habs fan went to Maggles, and Martini went to Scrub City.
So technically, I mean, they really didn't lose anybody, man. From the team that they drafted on there, they're still, solid. Now you had Martini. You mentioned about Jingle on there. Tyke has been solid there as well. I mean, you don't even need titanium out there I mean, but all right. We'll see what happens. Okay.
And then we got one more trade.
We got two
La-
more trades.
Two more trade.
Two more trades. Well, we'll talk about the big one. So I got traded. I got traded to the Riverhawks. Aunt Jemima's Warriors also we sent them Brandon 8310 and Cash Out 55. Brandon's a good center. Cash Out's a good D man. I'm not gonna say that.
Cash Out's a utility guy. He can play anywhere on the ice.
Yeah. So, in all fairness, since I'm involved in this trade, I think we should let Hoagie explain who won this trade. I think that's all fair.
Oh, I don't know if you could say if anybody won this trade. I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Riverhawks got UD, of course, which adds another key forward to the roster core. But the Warriors also got like Brandon to replace you, which was a nice pickup, and Cash Out, he can play anywhere on the ice, which he can be a big role player for them when it comes down to like if a guy can't play last minute or if something comes up in the playoffs. I mean, if they turn their season around and make the playoffs, I mean, Casho can be a big utility guy if it comes down to it.
Not only that, but he can play net too. So if Hartsy's not available, he can get back there on net, and if they get some good defense in front of him, I think he'll be all right. Warriors are not bad. I mean, on paper they're not bad. So I mean, with these pickups that they brought in, I think, they might catch the oldies. I don't know. I think they might.
I thought Warriors won the trade, man. Big D, I know you're my boy. I know I got you here on the show. But this Brandon guy is nasty, straight up nasty. Listen, he came into this Warriors squad this week, man. 5 games played, 15 points for these guys. Remember, he's not playing on no Scrub City team. He's not playing on no Ice Hawks. I'm talking about the Warriors here. And he's putting up these type of numbers. He almost had the most points this week out of anybody. Had he played more games, you know what I mean? But, 5 games played, he's averaging 5 points a game on this Warriors squad. That's why they won 2 games this week, man, and almost won more. And that's why they're competitive in here in these games because of this man. On top of that, they got a solid goaltender as well, man. So, yeah, watch out. I mean, listen, this Warriors team, I mean, they may be down there at the bottom, but look, Brandon's bringing it, man. They got solid goalies there. I know Drizzy played a couple games there in between the pipes as well. So has Hartsey. They've got talent on this squad. They've got talent on there. They're not just a pushover team. Oh, we got the Warriors this week. It's going to be an easy win. It's not like that. It's not like week 1 or week 2 on there. I mean, you look at the numbers and you look how teams are performing. I think the Warriors are playing much better. Even though the Riverhawks are in the playoff spot there, they're at that number 4 spot. I think the Warriors won this trade, man. Straight out on here. We'll see. We'll see what happens here in week number 4. But for the Riverhawks, I'm not on this team, man. I mean, they're getting by. They're getting wins on there, but they're losing some key matchups, and I don't know, man. I mean, you got Mikey recently picked up. You got the other Mikey, Jay Sawyer, on here. So you think, yeah, this team should be a force. Now you got Big D over there as well. But Hoagie, I'm not buying the hype here, man. What do you think?
Oh, I don't. I can't explain it. I mean, it was. I felt like it was an even trade. I mean, Warriors got two solid guys back in return, and Riverhawks got got another big piece to the forward core. So as long as D can fit, if D can fit in right with the guys who are there now, I mean, it could help the Riverhawks out in the next couple of weeks, and
And,
then in the playoffs.
and especially if Cash Out is available, does play in the games on there as well.
Yep.
Two punch right there. So something to look forward to here in week 4. We'll see what happens. Was that all
Um,
the trades? Oh, go ahead,
Oh, we
Mister.
got one more.
One more. That's right.
Uh,
yeah, so
Magels. Yeah.
yeah, Magos acquired Fly 25 for from Scrub City for 1 million in cap. I can't comment on this because I don't really know who this guy is. So if Hoagie knows who he is,
I've heard some good things. I have heard that he's a pretty good player, and there were I guess there were questionable comments made that none of the GMs picked this guy up during the FA week. I guess and myself too. I was one of the GMs who didn't pick him up, and he shouldn't have been left to go to AA, but he was put on. He got randomly assigned to Chad's team, and then I guess they wanted to. They Chad didn't have use for him, so they traded him off to the Bengals.
okay, there you have it. There's the trades.
I don't know much about the guy too, man. I mean, we'll find out here this week on that. But trades are being made, man. Moves are being done on here. We'll see what happens here this week. Let's go to
Also,
our. We talked about these standings on here. I'm gonna go real quick through some of the scores here this week, man. Starting off on Monday, Riverhawks big win, 9-2 win against the Oldies. Magos as well take down the Ice Hogs 8-5. And that question is, do the Magos have the Ice Hogs number on here after that win? Then you got an 11-3 win with Scrub City over the Warriors. Riverhawks another big win, 6-1 against the Magos. Scrub City taking out the Oldies 9-1, and the Ice Hogs beating the Warriors 5-4 from Monday. Moving on to Tuesday, Scrub City, another tremendous performance here, 3-1 against the Riverhawks. Warriors taking out Mago 5-2. Ice Hogs beating the Oldies 3-2 win. Riverhawks as well taking down the Warriors 3-2. OT here, scoreless game in overtime until finally Scrub City wins it 1-0 in overtime over the Ice Hogs.
I have to say that was one hell of a defensive game. I played in that game, and it was back and forth opportunities, but it was a great defensive game at the end of the day.
You don't see many of those, man. You don't see many of those, especially
No.
NHL 23 on here.
Yep.
You know, so shout out to Sniper in that game and that Jingle Juice, man, coming out with that big shutout win. How about that in that game? And it was Dyke, right? Dyke got the OT winner.
Yep. Jingo's back, baby. He's back in his championship form, and that's
Well, definitely showed it there that night, 1-0. You got to give the hats off to the goaltender there. And then Magos taking out the Oldies 8-3 final. And then finally on Wednesday, Ice Hogs beating the Riverhawks 5-3. Oldies taking out the Warriors 6-4. Another overtime game here with Scrub City, but this time the Magos win it 4-3 in OT. Oldies over the Riverhawks 4-3. Magos taking down Ice Hogs 4-2. Like I said, do they got their number, man? Do the Magos have the Ice Hogs number? 4-2 win. And then the Warriors taking down Scrub City 5-4. And this would have been the second time this season if that first week counted. But that's it, and that's what it does. It, like I said, we mentioned early on in the show, very competitive week here, man. There's been some upsets, a lot of close games on this. We saw a couple overtime wins. But yeah, anything to add on those games, Falls?
Um. So, go ahead, whoever that was.
I was saying, Hoagie, man. Is do the Magos got you guys figured out, man? That's what I want to know.
I, I guess they do. Guess they do. At the moment, we played them. We played them twice on Thursday. We had a makeup one. We did one. We have two makeups with the Magos right now, and one of them was that 8-5 win. From the game from Monday, and then of course they played us the other game too, and it's just I don't know. They changed the lineup around for those two games against us. They put Giga back in net and Vivop to center, so they got a lot of the guys back in the like natural positions. So I don't know if that can also be a key thing as well. Like they've been playing out of position this season, but putting Giga back in net, putting Vivop back at center where he played for many seasons with the Phantoms, like it's just maybe the old band's back. Maybe they were like, I mean, you had Mago and Seafood on the wings, but still, it's just like, are they back like from what they were like in the other seasons? Is what I'm wondering.
I think when Mago comes in and he puts a team in this league, he usually does pretty well. But at the same time, I'm not really keen on him this season. I don't know what it is. You look over their lineup, and they only have like 3 or 4 guys that are playing consistently. Like Vop's only played 2 games. G Guard's played a couple games. Like so, there's only 4 guys that are consistently.
And Casper
playing.
Casper hasn't played.
Yeah, Casper has 12 points in 2 games, and he hasn't played. Like that's a guy you got to get in, and you got to get him in and get him playing wing or something because he's pretty good. I mean, I guess Fly's played 2 games. He's got 9 points. So there you go. There's a trade that we were saying about, but I don't know. I just for the lineup, I'm not seeing it.
It's a guess. It's a guess every day, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. What has been the struggle for you guys though, Hoagie, on there? Is it a struggle of scoring on these guys, or is it defending them more, or a combination of both? What has why are they getting wins over you guys where other teams are struggling? As far as the Magos, they're getting the job done.
I guess the game's on Thursday. I can't really use an excuse, but both ways, both teams are getting a lot of the, I don't know, you could call them the Hoagie goals, as a lot of the league calls them. It's just like, as Big D smiles, it's a lot of those goals, where you can just, you're either out front or you get that magical bounce, or you hit it out. I don't know what you can hit it off the goalie's block and then, or you get that like, I don't know, interesting angle, I guess you call it, or I don't know. It was just one of those nights on EA was letting everything go in on both sides, so it was just a battle to see who could score more, I guess, and we just came out on the losing side in both games.
Well, not only that, but Greatness just said in the chat. He said, "Yeah," which means they aren't even at full strength. Their best guys aren't playing, and they're second place in the league.
Wow.
So, I mean, if their best guys aren't playing, are they gonna stay consistent with this? Hopefully, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a Debbie Downer or something, but I don't see it.
Hey, you pick on the Scrub City, now you're taking on the Magos here this week. What's going on, Big D?
Yeah, I'll be negative on anybody. I mean, I don't know.
Prove you wrong, right? That's what they gotta do, man. Hey, listen, we're not always right. We're we bring the analysis on here, and prove us wrong, man. let's go with my best part of the show, man. Our top stars. We're gonna go around the horn here, man. Let's pick a guy, whatever position, something stood out this week. Whether it's goaltending, whether it's scoring, points wise, points per game. Maybe he had a tremendous performance in one of the games. I want to start out with on this. I'm going to go straight to the goaltender spot, and I'm talking about my man Jingle Juice coming in here this week. Man, he got into the signups. He wasn't in the draft. He hops right in, and look at this, man. This week, 2 games played, 95.8. That's a 96 save percentage. He only let in 1 goal in both those games. They got a shutout win, 2 wins. That's almost perfect. Even though he only played 2 games on there, a lot of times I don't mention goaltenders. I like to see at least 3 games. But man, 2 games, 1 goal allowed in those, a shutout win. I think there's only like 1 or 2 other goalies that have a shutout here so far this season, and he's one of them. And he just got in here this week.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I mean, I wrote down my 3 stars, but my top getter is Geezer. Dude just like came in and just absolutely wrecked everybody. So he played 2 games. He had 7 goals, 11 assists for 18 points.
Wow.
That's nuts. That's just picking on people. That's my top star of the week. So what do you got, Hoagie?
Well, I mean, you got Giza. You got to take a look at his partner, Barrow. 19 points in 3 games this week. I mean, they got something going. They got something cooking in Scrub City. When you have Giza and Barrow playing on the same line, I mean, it's trouble.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And Big D, you mentioned about Geezer, man. If he's active, if he's playing in games on there, that team is going to be a force. And look, 2 games played, man. 18 points, Geezer. Wow. I mean, that's crazy. 7 goals, 11 assists in just this week. But yeah, if they could get this guy to play more, be in more games, I mean, they're already the number 1 team, But if he's
Yeah.
more active, more games, that's going to be twice as hard to stop this team. And then Barrow's been tremendous, not just this week, but this season. The man is an absolute stud, man. 10 goals, 9 assists, 19 points this week. Crazy. And they're both on the same team. I mentioned this guy earlier in the broadcast. I got to mention him again, and that's Brandon. We're talking about points. We're talking about points per game. This guy had 15 on here this week on not Scrub City, not on the Ice Hogs, on that Warrior squad, man. Put up those numbers, man. He's got to get a nod here from me.
Yeah, I also have Dizzy Bone. Plays for the Riverhawks. He had 2 games played, 2 goals, and 12 assists. So I don't know if it's just he had Mizzy on his left wing and he was just feeding him meatballs all game, but he chalked up some serious assists. So I'm going to put him as a star too. Also, I'm just going to throw this out here. I'm going to throw some love. It's not a star or anything, but our goaltender Doc, he's been solid. The last 3 games he's played, three or 4 games he's played, he's went 3-1. In those games, he's had a 941, 864, 875, and a 926 save percentage. So, and not only that, but last couple games he saw a lot of rubber. So, he's been making a lot of saves. He's pretty solid back there for us. So, I just want to throw him some love.
Hey, man, you want to talk about seeing a lot of puck, seeing a lot of rubber? Crazy on the Riverhawks, man. 67 saves on here this week. He put up a 90 save percentage, 3 wins in that there, 4 games played. I mean, he saw a lot of puck. He faced like over 70 shots this week. So, shout out to him.
Yeah, that's I call him Doc. That's his gamer tag or
Okay.
something. But yeah, Krejci and Doc are the same guy.
You know who else I got a bit of honorable mention here? Hartsey, man. You know, we mentioned the scoring there by the Warriors this week. Well, what about Hartsey back there for the Warriors, man? I mean, he doesn't have the greatest defense there in front of him, but he's doing his thing. 83 save percentage here this week. He got one of those wins there for the Warriors, and a big part, tremendous back there.
Yeah, Hartsey's pretty good. I think Hartsey was a Vezina winner uh, several seasons ago. So, and he plays LG goalie. So, dude can play. He's calm. He's calm back air. He doesn't make a whole lot of side to side movements. Gets in position well. So, Hartsey's a good goalie. Plus, they got dimes back there too. So, if he starts playing, if they can alternate games, Warriors can be tough back there. So.
All right, all right. Anybody else there, Hoagie, man? Besides yourself?
No, no.
Hoagie,
Here's
you
what.
had a quiet week, man, this week, right?
I didn't. I didn't play as much this week.
Okay, okay.
We're in a mode right now on that. If there's guys that haven't played as many games as I have, that need games for the playoffs, we're kind of in that mode of trying to get those guys in to make sure we have a full roster for playoffs.
Okay.
About time.
So
So, I was gonna say I didn't see your name much here this week. I was like, and then you got Barrow who tied you in points right now, man. You were leading the pack tremendously, and then Chaos
Uh-oh.
leads the league in most goals, 27 for the man.
You sweating, Hoagie? You sweating because he caught you?
no, nope, nope.
So what?
I can't keep up with the 19 points in 3 games. And that's Barrow for you though. He's pretty nasty.
You
Yeah.
saving the points for the playoffs or what, man?
I don't
Same.
know. I'm like I guess I'm like yeah. I can compare myself to the Maple Leafs. You know, I play well in the regular season and then I just choke in playoffs.
Oh man, we'll
I don't
see.
know. Maybe this is the season. Who knows?
You gotta make
So
it. Go ahead.
I got my power ratings. You want to hear them?
Hell yeah,
Power
man.
ratings. Don't you mean power rankings, sir?
Whatever. Power rankings, power ratings, same thing. So, I know last season, last week. That's pretty hard on some teams. But these are my power rankings for this week. So it's 6. I got the Warriors. Even though they made some trades and they've got some wins going. Hopefully within the next couple weeks they can, go up. I got the Warriors at 6. I got the Oldies at number 5. And here's the interesting part. I got Maggles at 4.
Wow.
I got the Ice Hogs at 3.
Boo.
And then for my number 1 team, since we'll do number 1 first, I got Scrub City and Riverhawks
Wow.
at
Wow.
Where's the Riverhawks?
number 2.
Number
Biased.
2.
And I'll tell you why. So, yes, I've been traded to this team. And maybe I'm a little biased. But at the same time, our team is loaded. And not only that, but we got Doc in that. So I have been talking to CN a little bit, and maybe so the first game on Monday, our team had a really good outing, and then the last 4 games, we didn't play so well. And I think it was because I was introduced new in the lineup. Like we just didn't have we didn't have much chem, and plus it's really hard to play with Sawyer. Not in a bad way, but he's so good. And he rushes the puck a lot. So that, for me, I have to go back and I have to play defense for him. So what we did is we talked a little bit. We're going to change the lineup a little bit, see how things can go. But I think on paper, we're looking pretty good. I just think we're better than the other two behind us. And at the same time, Scrub City, man, they're killing it. I mean, I know it was hard on them at first, but just looking at their lineup and not only that, but Geezer's been playing, Barrow's just been lights out. Jovel's has been playing better on the back end, and not only that, they finally got, like we talked before, they finally got their goaltenders that they needed. Because in the first and second week, I said, I don't know if Fike and Chad can consistently play well back there in net. So now they got Martini and Jingle. I mean, they're going to be tough to beat. I mean, they really are going to be tough to beat. So that's my power rankings for the week.
Hoagie, you agree with this guy, man, or is he talking out of his ass here, man? What do you think, Hoagie?
Uh, no comment.
No. Well, I'll place a comment on here, man. I disagree. You started off good. We know the Warriors, the oldies, are having their struggle. You know, I initially, when the season started, I had the Ice Hogs at the number one spot, Scrub City right below them. But Scrub City, definitely the team to beat right now, especially after those transactions and those pickups. How can they not? You know, they lead the pack right now. They got a comfortable 4-point lead over anybody. So I do have Scrub City at number one. But I'm not going to disrespect this Magos team. No way, man. They're over there at the number two spot tied for a reason. And, you know, I did have Ice Hawks here the prior weeks, but not anymore. Head to head, these guys have the Ice Hawks figured out on here, and I think they're at that number two spot. We mentioned in the broadcast, you know, hey, they don't always have their guys in there. When they do, I mean, they're probably going to be better on there. They finished the week with a 3-game winning streak. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. But I got Magos number two, Ice Hawks, and I got the Riverhawks at that number four spot. I'm not believing the hype here. Big D might be there, but listen, I'm not believing the hype here. The only reason the Riverhawks are at the number four spot is because the oldies are stinking it up, man. And that's the only reason here. I don't see them moving up past any of those other three teams, man.
Damn, no love.
Oh.
No love.
You gotta earn it, man. You gotta earn it, Big D. I don't believe the hype. Hey, listen, maybe you got over there. Maybe something got in your head, got in your mind on there. But no way, man. This Riverhawks team made a lot of moves. They made a lot of transactions as well. And a lot of times when that happens, man, you break up the chemistry. So there obviously something wasn't working on here. Obviously they needed to make moves, and they've done them. But were they for the better? I do not think so, man. I can't agree. Hey, we'll see what happens. Week 4 coming right up here. I'll be here next week on the broadcast here. Big D, I hope you're here, man, because we'll see if this Riverhawks moves up in the ranks, man.
Yeah, so I just want to say this. So if you look at Hoagie's roster, you got 3 people that are majority putting the points up. And what happened to Bobby Rash? Like, so I am in the media or the league management, not league management, but I am in the media channel. So why was Bobby Rash sent down? Let me ask that for one, because he could be a important player for you guys. Why is it that you guys tried to send him down, but it was denied because of the time issue? So does that mean you're going to send him down, or what's going on with that?
That was not a decision that I made. I didn't even know that Bobby was going to be sent down, but I guess Bobby was going to be sent down to try to pick up a guy in free agency this week. But I guess Snipe did it. Tried to send down the guy at a later time. past the cutoff. So that's all I know.
Okay. So,
That's all I know. So
oh, that's what I mean. So, I mean,
I don't plan on sending Bobby down. Bobby, yeah, he had a slow start, yes, in the first couple games, but it's gonna take time for him to get used to playing with me again and playing with the other guys on the roster and stuff like that. So
so do you think maybe that the reason why that teams like the Magles or stuff they have your number because you don't have a consistent like
lineup.
you know, not necessarily a consistent core lineup, but a consistent overall like full lineup producing. I mean, because you only got three people that have a ton of points. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, um, well, the question I don't have an answer for at the moment. It's just they just seem to have our number at the moment.
Sounds like
It's
Big D
just
got Hoagie stumped on here, man. And it sounds like somebody else got a bigger pull than Hoagie on this team here, Big D. I don't know, man. I mean, you bring a good point on there. Where the hell is Bobby Rash on there? He's been on this squad for over a week now. And moves are made on there. We'll see, man. But good point. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, you're right. You're right, Big D, man.
That's why I have the Riverhawks so high. It's not because that I'm on the team, but if you look at our stats, everybody is consistently putting points up. And not only that, but we have a solid backup goal or a solid goaltender, starting goaltender. That's why I have them high.
and you have. I mean, CN's a pretty solid backup goalie for you guys too. When you have enough defensemen for the evening.
Right. So on paper, to me, I feel like we got a pretty solid team. That's why I have them up so high.
Okay.
So there you have it.
Okay. Well, listen, man. We're gonna see what happens here after week 4. Uh, are we gonna be looking at the same standings on here, or are things gonna be flipped like Big D states over here? Will Bobby Rash still be on the Ice Hogs after this week? And will there be more trades? Are any teams going to be making any more moves? Any additional pickups here? Tune in. Boys, any final words or any other topic here that you guys wanted to throw in before we close things down?
I don't like I want to bring this up, but like at the same time I don't want to sit and talk about it constantly. I think one thing is with my style of play, I think it's really been limited to this game. Like I've talked to Greatness about this. Like this game is not good. I don't know.
NHL 23 in general.
NHL 23 in general is not good. And I think the reason being is because of I think
Does does a dangler class not work anymore?
yes.
Is this the point that you're trying to go with?
Yeah, so like for the last 4, I don't even know how many years it's been. I've used a 5'7", 160-pound dangler. I have never ever tried to do a different build because it's just my build is so fast that I can't use a bigger build. So I think what happened with this game is that they brought in these uh these skill up like the one timers and the
The
truculents and
close
stuff like that.
quarters and the no contest
And honestly, I think people that use the truculents, I'm not gonna say everybody, but I'm gonna say that a lot of people that use the truculents build does not know how to play hockey in real life. Like they use it for pure just hitting people. And that's why I struggle in this game is because my build is so small and that there's more people that use a bigger build and a bigger truck. They use that truculence, and I just get freaking raped in games. All like I'll get hurt 3 or 4 times a game and it wasn't like that in previous games. And I think that's why I've struggled so much in this game. That's why last season I went to goalie, and I'm partially goalie in this season, is because I struggled so much. And it's hard for me to go to a bigger, slower build. I think it's just, I don't know. There's something about this game that's they've messed with a lot of stuff, and it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I think the game sucks.
You mean if there was no bar league, man, if there was no media on here, you probably wouldn't be playing the game. No, listen, man. I mean, a lot of guys say this, man. We always hope for a better, improved game, year in, year out. But generally, it's like the recycled same thing, maybe addition here or there, But and then this, especially this season, they added that whole build thing. You know what I mean? The that whole Um, but some guys going with those big enforcer builds like Mac Shrimp, man, out there laying people out. Is that the way to go? We'll see. But yeah, no, I mean, um, I mean, we've been waiting for years for a great NHL game, but
I
it's
just I just would like to see them
Yeah,
I
make a
mean,
consistent good game.
no, not that. It's like they need to, whoever is over there in the EA Sports NHL whatever, they need to fire whoever is over there, because they've literally had the same game
yeah.
for the last six years or something. I would really like for them to develop something a lot like NBA
Okay.
2K,
We have to
where
buy we have to buy skill points to get better.
no, yes, you can do that, but at the same time, I would like them to incorporate, you got to go to the gym, you gotta do things to build your guy, versus whether, oh, let's just put this on, this on, this on, and then we can just dominate everybody. I feel like it's more of it needs to be more of a
Oh no.
like
Okay.
a building type, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but
Well, Big D, I mean, the thing is, man, it's just the competition's not there, man, and I think that's a big part. Like back in the day, when 2K was around, yeah, NHL had to work. EA had to work a lot harder, putting out a better product. But when you have no competition on there, you're the only hockey game around on there. You tend to cruise, man. You tend to, you don't have to. Back then, yeah, there was big additions. You had the stick thing put into the game and stuff, the online things. But when you're the only, running the only hockey on there, you know, and people buying the games regardless. We get what we get. It's tough. I mean, yeah. I mean, but we work what we gotta work with. But yeah, I mean, there's always flaws in games, man. But it gets to a point where you're like, damn, how many are we getting here this year? But I don't know.
right.
I think if there was a competition out there, maybe we would get a much better game.
Yeah. NHL, fix your game, please.
Back in the day, you'd have to take a drive to Vancouver or something, man, right?
Yeah. It's just been very frustrating. I just know that I've had a lot of success in this league
Yeah.
throughout the games, and it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but
No, it shows, man, because not only that, you could tell the community itself. I mean, you look at other leagues as well. That are struggling as well, and it's a big part to it as well. They had enough of the game, or they don't want to play the game anymore. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
sometimes it's not the league itself. It's just putting yourself through that frustration. But and it sucks because there's always updates and stuff. You got all this technology now to do it to fix stuff, but you know, this, but it is what it is, man. I don't know if it'll ever change. If we'll ever get back to like NHL 12, man, NHL 14, the golden days. But you know, we could always hope, right?
Yeah, I guess.
That's gonna be Big D's excuse, man. When the Riverhawks take a drop down this week, right, man? Blame the NHL 23, man.
Might as well.
Something. Well, Hoagie's having a good time. Whatever. You got to get some pointers from Hoagie, man. He's getting the points up over there. He's figured it out.
Yeah, well, listen.
It starts with the sandwich. I think it starts with the getting yourself right, Hoagie, man. Getting that right sandwich in the morning, and then
I just need to get a classic ham sandwich, right, Hoagie?
Hit up your local Subway, bud.
and the C web on the other end. All right, fellas. Well, if that's all we got on here.
Before we go,
any final shout outs before I close it out? Go ahead, Hoagie.
before we go, I don't think CN's watching the stream this week, but CN wanted me to expose my Subway sandwich of choice. So I guess I can explain it this week.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Hurry up.
So I go with a foot-long Italian BMT on white bread, with some barbecue sauce and some Parmesan cheese, and I get it toasted. That's my go-to Subway sandwich.
There you go.
Interesting.
I guess that's how we're going to close it out, man. There you go. So if anybody was wondering, Hoagie on here letting us know. Big D, I always forget to ask, man, where are you from, man? We know Hoagie's over there in Halifax. Where are you?
So I am from Pittsburgh. I live like 20 minutes north. So I guess I can tell a little bit about myself. So I grew up about an hour north of Pittsburgh. Me and my wife bought a house about 20 minutes north of Pittsburgh, and we've been here for probably 5 years. And I coach hockey. I also wanted to throw this out. So believe it or not, my high school team is actually called the Armstrong Riverhawks. How ironic is that?
Wow.
So,
oh man, that's crazy.
we have a playoff game here Tuesday, and I'm actually gonna put the link in the description or down in the league chat or something. So we play Tuesday, and I'll put up the live stream for everybody. So if they want to watch it, but yeah, I played hockey all my life. I still play now. So I coach, I play, and that's it.
Nice.
Play lots of hockey through my life.
Awesome, man. That's good to know, man. So there you guys go. Big D, man. The Riverhawks. He's ready, man. He's fired up. I hope you guys are fired up, man. I want to thank everybody here tuning in on this Saturday broadcast. It was one hell of a show, man. Hoagie, thanks for coming on here as well. Big D, it's been a pleasure. And have a good night, everybody, man. Enjoy yourselves, man. I know there's some UFC going on right now as well. Tomorrow night, supposed to have that AEW pay-per-view. And then Monday, Bar League, man, starting back up, week 4. Good luck to everybody. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.